Hello everybody, this is News Reporter Jack, and I'm reporting to you live here from Harlem, and I have some bad news, very bad news. As you may or may not know, there has been a fight on the first day, a back-to-school fight, and it's no good. I'm telling you right now, you guys are going back to school, and I'm sure it's peaceful, but not at the church school. Can you believe that? The church school! Out of all the places, there's a fight. Well, yeah. We better go hear from Youth Pastor Emmanuel and find out just what's going on. I'm sorry, everyone, but the children have to be settled and calmed down and ready for school, just like you are. And I'm sure. Well, what are you looking at? Let's go find out what's happening at the school. Oh, hello everybody. I'm Youth Pastor Emmanuel, and we have a school here at the church. And as you just heard, the breaking news, there was a fight between two young men, and they have to be disciplined. But before we talk about fighting, and today, it's the first day of school, everyone. I'm sure that things should have been settled a lot better, but as you know, that's how things go sometimes. We'll have to talk with them, but I want you to turn, meanwhile, to Luke chapter 14, verses 31 through 32. It goes like this. Or suppose a king is about to go to war against another king. Won't he sit down and consider whether he is able with 10,000 men to oppose the one coming against him with 20,000? If he is not able, he will send a delegation while the other side is still a long way off, and will ask them for terms of peace. Now, Jesus said this because he was telling people the cost of what it is to become a disciple or a student. And he replied to the people and tell them just what it was be like. Now, a person must be willing to give up everything, is what he's saying, to be a follower of Jesus. The most important thing, Jesus stated, was to count the cost of whatever you're going to do. Jesus was speaking about a king who wanted to go to war with another king. The king with 1,000 soldiers or 10,000 soldiers had to consider just what a war would mean and how to win it. And if he felt that he couldn't win it, well, then he had to go ahead and consider what would happen. So the king himself decided if he couldn't win the war, he would just go ahead and send a delegation and sue for peace, or try to get some type of peace. Now, today we're going to learn about fighting this time, but just not the students fighting, but what a real war is. And that's World War II, but I also want to mention the Spanish-American War. The Spanish-American War was the first international war that the United States fought. And that is that's the first kind of international war that they fought. Now, we went to the Philippines, and they took it over there, and also Cuba, and there's a few other Caribbean islands that they took. So, the reason I'm talking about that is because as we learn today in our African American heritage, we learn about war. Now, war is a very serious thing. Fighting's a very serious thing. But before you go to war, before you fight or anything like that, consider the cost. Now, Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers." And the Spanish-American War was fought in 1898. But we're going to learn a little bit today about the First World War and the African-American journey. It's very, very important that we learn about this. Soldiers that fight in a war, they have to give up everything to be a part of a bigger plan. Now, during the First World War, African American soldiers gave up everything and they went to fight for a country that did not like them. They fought with bravery and honor, and they only came back home to be treated with bigotry, racism, hatred, and discrimination. Their story is another part of the African American journey, and we're about to learn that now. But I want to have you understand that when you become a soldier, you have to count the cost and you have to be willing to give up everything. When you follow Jesus, remember that you have to count the cost. That means you have to understand that when you follow Jesus, He's going to call you to do something for the greater good. That means it's not a selfish thing He wants you to work for, but He wants you to work for the kingdom of God. So let's find out just what's going on with these boys, and I'll be back later. Yeah, I'll be back later. At least I hope. See what is going on with these boys.
Yeah, Greg should know I'm the best basketball player in Harlem. He always thinks it's him. But no, it's me, Reggie. And you know what? I'm gonna fight him. That's right. I had to fight everybody because I'm better. Oh yeah.
Now, I'm the best basketball player in Harlem. Now, yeah, he should know that. I'm taller, I'm stronger, and everything else. Everybody cheers for me. I'm the best basketball player. And Reggie is just Reggie. We had to fight, but you know what? I won because I'm bigger. And Reggie should know that. Okay, everybody, this is the first day back at school, and already we had a fight today in the gym. It was terrible, and just to let you know, we don't solve our problems by fighting here at the church school. So, I wanted to let you know that this has just been a bad day, but, oh boy, I don't know what to say. Now, we're going to learn today about World War II. Oh, wait, Calvin, you have something to say? What is it that you want to say? I see you have your hand up.
I have something to say. Oh, you should have saw the fight, Mr. Antonio. It was terrible. And they have to go to Pastor Mike's office because they're in trouble. Yeah, they were fighting like that, and it was terrible. Oh, wow, you should have seen it. Oh. Yeah.
Okay, Calvin. You don't have to describe the fight blow by blow, but let me tell you about another fight, and that's World War I, okay? By the 1900s, the United States government had abolished slavery, granted citizenship to African Americans, and ratified the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment establishing their rights to vote. Yet, Americans throughout the country continued to overtly discriminate against African Americans. An organized national movement advocated for African Americans' civil rights emerged in response, chiefly represented by the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, or the NAACP. Leaders and civil rights activists such as Booker T. Washington, W. E. Du Bois fought the political and social backlash against increasing liberties for African Americans. Okay? And this was including the Wilson administration segregating the entire federal government in 1913. Well, I'm sorry, guys. I had to clear my throat. Though the United States did not join the World War I at the beginning in 1914, African Americans found new opportunities created by the conflict. With Europe at war, fewer European immigrants came to the United States, fueling a labor shortage and industrial and industries increasing. They had increased the war production, or they had to make weapons. Demand for workers created opportunities for many African Americans to escape rural poverty, Jim Crow laws, and violence at the hands of white supremacists in the South. They sought increased economic and civic opportunities in new cities previously inaccessible in the South. Discrimination, segregation, and violence still existed in the North, but the prevalence and frequency were reduced, or they were just starting to slow down. On April 2nd, 1917, President Woodrow Wilson asked Congress for a declaration of war against Germany. In his statement, he demanded the world must be made safe for democracy. Its peace must be planted upon the tested foundations of political liberty. But democracy was not safe in the United States. African Americans did not have political liberties throughout the nation, with Wilson himself being a key player in walking back equal access during his time in office. African Americans did not have full political liberties throughout the nation, with Wilson himself being a key player. Well, in other words, here's what he was doing. He was making sure the rights were taken away from African Americans. Now, W.E. Du Bois said something. He said, "Let us, while this war lasts, forget our special grievances and close ranks shoulder to shoulder with our own white fellow citizens and allied nations in fighting for democracy." And W. Du Bois said that in the Crisis magazine in 1918. Oh wait, Shaniqua, you have a question?
Okay, my question is, were there any soldiers from Harlem, New York that fought in the First World War? That's what I want to know.
Yes, there was a special group of soldiers that fought in World War I, and they were from Harlem, and when they came back, they received a special parade in their honor in Harlem. Well, I also want to talk about the other soldiers too. You know, after the United States entered World War I, people recognized that all workers, regardless of color, were important to the patriotic effort. Many African American men volunteered for service in the armed forces or organizations such as the YMCA. That's what they volunteered in. When the United States entered World War I, several thousands African American were serving in the National Guard, and 10,000 soldiers served in 4 segregated units within the United States Army. These units were the 24th and 25th Infantry and the 9th and 10th Cavalry. They were famous. The 9th and 10th Cavalry were called the Buffalo Soldiers, who gained their fame in the West, fighting the American indigenous people. And this was in the late 1800s. These units, however, were not sent in to fight in Europe. They provided non-commissioned officers and specialists for the new African American units created from volunteers and drafted troops. Now, as what they call them was black doughboys and sailors, fought to make the world safe for democracy. They also faced a two-front battle for equality within the military. Yeah, as well as being back home. Many government officials and military commanders baselessly shouldn't say they double, but they doubted that African Americans troops could perform well in combat. They assigned approximately 89% of the African American servicemen, compared to 50% of other soldiers, and to supply construction and other labor support units, and often ordered these units to perform the most tedious and gruesome tasks that were in the military. White military commanders denied seasoned African American servicemen, many of them were decorated, leadership positions during World War I. Despite white officers' prejudice, 2 African American combat units formed and saw combat on the Western Front in Europe. This was the 92nd Division under U.S. command, the 93rd Division, and this was an infantry group with regiments of the 369th, 370th, 371st, and 372nd, and they were under French command. While under French command, many white officers sought to maintain racial discrimination against African Americans. Now, General John Pershing, commander of the AEF, communicated to the French commanders that they were not to treat African American troops as equals. So African Americans had a hard time when they fought in World War II because they had to fight against a lot of discrimination. But they fought with bravery, with honor, and with dignity, and they fought well. Hey, I wonder what's happening to our 2 students that was fighting, and I guess we'll find that out a little bit later. But I hope you guys learned something today. Oh, hello everybody. This is news reporter Jack reporting to you live from Harlem with special news. This is a news break. We're going to find out just what happened to the 2 young men that were fighting in the gym, and it's the first day of school. You know what? I hope you don't fight the first day of school. That's not a good thing. Let's find out just what happened. I have a special news reporter on the scene, Cedric the Church Mouse. Let's find out just what happened. I'm sorry, everyone. Just get a little excited. Okay, here's Cedric the Church Mouse, and he's been asking Pastor Mike, who's also the pastor and the principal, just what's going to happen to these students, and we're going to find out just what's going to happen. It's just a bad thing. Oh, I hope it doesn't happen to you. Okay, everybody, I'm here, and I'm here to tell you that Youth Pastor Emmanuel won't be coming back to speak to you again because he's going to have to deal with the 2 guys who were fighting today, and they're going to be sent home, and their parents are going to receive a letter, and I understand that they're outside. They're not very happy about what happened. I just want to let you know that you don't have to solve your problems with fighting. Now, World War I is what we learned about today, and the bravery of the African American soldiers who fought despite all the racial discrimination that was against them, and they fought to honor the United States. So, right now, as I understand, the 2 boys are waiting outside for their parents to come pick them up, and it's not going to be fun. So, I hope that things work out for them. They'll be back to school in a few days. Oh, I'm in trouble. I shouldn't have been fighting. And now I'm going to get punished. Oh, this is no good. I don't want to get punished. Okay, everybody, while I'm back, I know Pastor Mike said I wouldn't have time to see you, but I just have a few minutes here. I want to let you know that the boys were sorry about what they did, and they told me they won't be fighting again, but they have to go home for a few days because they fought on the first day of school. We'll make sure that they get their assignments and everything. But fighting like a war starts over a disagreement. Doesn't have to go that far, but they both told me that they were sorry and that they do like each other, and they're going to try from now on to work out their differences. I also told my good friend Reggie he may need to start thinking about who he hangs out with, because he likes to hang out with the bad guy. Well, I'll see you guys again. Have a great day at school. Just remember that.